Turning 60 is a milestone, a chapter filled with wisdom, experiences, and often, a deeper awareness of your health. You may find yourself paying more attention to the foods you eat, the exercises you do, and how your body responds to them all. And yet, despite your efforts to stay healthy and active, you might be feeling something strange. Your legs are starting to feel different. Climbing the stairs feels more exhausting than it used to. Getting out of a chair takes just a bit longer. Taking a walk around the block might leave you slightly more tired than you expect. You start wondering, is this just normal aging? Or is there something else going on beneath the surface? You're not alone in this. Many older adults experience similar issues, slight but noticeable changes in leg strength, balance, and mobility. The usual suspects are often blamed: age, arthritis, maybe a lack of stretching. But what if the culprit isn't about what you're neglecting, but rather what you're consuming with complete confidence? Here's the surprising truth: the foods you think are helping might actually be slowly holding you back. In particular, some fruits, yes, fruits, may be contributing to leg weakness and joint discomfort in ways most people never consider. We've all been taught to believe that fruits are the ultimate health food. They are bright, juicy, full of vitamins, and wrapped in the comforting message of natural is good. And while that's true for many fruits, it's not true for all, especially not when you're over 60. You see, your body changes with age. Your metabolism slows down. Your joints become more sensitive. Your circulation is no longer as efficient as it once was. And in this new context, some fruits can become problematic, causing inflammation, increasing blood sugar levels, and aggravating joint tissues in your legs and knees. Even more concerning is that these effects don't happen overnight. They creep in gradually. One day your legs feel fine, the next they feel heavy, stiff, or sore, and it's hard to connect the dots. So, what fruits could be the hidden troublemakers? It's time to peel back the layers of nutritional advice we've long accepted without question. Below, we'll explore 7 popular fruits that may be silently working against your leg strength and mobility, and what smarter, senior-friendly choices you can make instead. If you care about keeping your legs strong, flexible, and pain-free for the years ahead, this might be one of the most important things you read today. 1. Pineapple, the sweet enemy of your knees. Pineapple has long been celebrated for its tropical sweetness and impressive health claims. Rich in vitamin C, antioxidants, and particularly bromelain, an enzyme believed to reduce inflammation, this fruit has earned a reputation as a natural healer. Many people include pineapple in their diets thinking it's an easy, delicious way to fight inflammation and support digestion. But when it comes to aging bodies, especially those over 60, the picture becomes more complex and less friendly. As we age, our metabolism slows down and our blood vessels, joints, and connective tissues become more sensitive. What your body once tolerated with ease can now have a completely different effect. Pineapple, though nutritious in moderation, can become problematic when eaten frequently or in large amounts. Why? Because pineapple is both high in natural sugars and loaded with strong acids. Let's break it down. High sugar content. Pineapple contains a large amount of fructose and glucose, which may not have posed an issue when you were younger and more metabolically active. But after 60, your ability to regulate blood sugar diminishes. These sugar surges can spike your blood glucose levels, triggering inflammation and oxidative stress, especially in areas with poor circulation like the knees, calves, and ankles. Over time, repeated spikes contribute to a feeling of heaviness in the legs, chronic swelling in the feet and joints, faster onset of fatigue after walking or standing. You may not even realize it's linked to something you thought was healthy. Acidic impact on joints. Beyond the sugar, pineapple's acidity can silently irritate joint tissue, especially in people who already suffer from arthritis, gout, or chronic joint pain. The acids in pineapple may increase sensitivity in inflamed areas, aggravating stiffness or discomfort after meals. If you notice your knees feel more swollen or tender after eating pineapple, this might not be a coincidence. Acidic foods like pineapple can change the pH balance of your body over time, creating a low-grade inflammatory environment that's particularly harsh on aging joints. Medication interactions you might not expect. Perhaps most concerning is pineapple's bromelain content, which many people consume specifically for its anti-inflammatory reputation. But bromelain can interact with common medications, including blood thinners like warfarin, aspirin, or clopidogrel, by increasing their effect or altering how your body processes them. This can lead to increased risk of bruising or bleeding, reduced effectiveness of prescribed medications, unpredictable reactions that make health issues worse, not better. The irony is powerful. The very enzyme many people trust to help their joints may be complicating their health without them realizing it. A hidden risk for daily eaters. One of the reasons pineapple can be especially problematic is how easy it is to overconsume. It's sweet, refreshing, and often found in fruit bowls, smoothies, juices, or even grilled with meals. Many older adults eat pineapples several times a week without connecting it to their leg pain or balance issues. Unlike sugary sodas or processed snacks, pineapple doesn't feel unhealthy, and that's where the danger lies. The effects are subtle. You don't eat a slice and instantly feel joint pain. But day after day, the accumulation starts to matter. The bottom line, you don't have to eliminate pineapple from your life completely. But awareness and moderation are key. If you're over 60 and dealing with frequent swelling, tightness in your knees, or unexplained leg fatigue, it may be time to evaluate how often you're including pineapple in your diet. Ask yourself, do my joints feel worse the day after a fruit salad? Am I taking medications that might interact with bromelain? Could I be better served by lower sugar, less acidic fruit alternatives? Being informed is the first step toward taking back control of your mobility, leg strength, and everyday comfort. There are fruits that nourish and heal, but others that can quietly drain your strength if you're not paying attention. 2. Banana, the energy booster that backfires. Bananas are one of the most popular fruits in the world, and for good reason. They are affordable, convenient, easy to digest, and packed with potassium, a mineral essential for heart function, nerve health, and muscle contraction. For decades, bananas have been recommended to prevent muscle cramps, fuel workouts, and support recovery. But for older adults, especially those over 60, the story isn't as straightforward. While bananas may seem like a safe, energizing choice, their effects on aging bodies, especially when eaten frequently, can be unexpectedly negative. Natural sugar overload. Despite their reputation for being gentle on the stomach, bananas are surprisingly high in natural sugars, especially ripe ones. A single medium banana can contain over 14 grams of sugar, which can cause a significant spike in blood glucose levels when consumed. For seniors, these rapid increases in blood sugar are harder to regulate due to a naturally declining insulin response. Over time, repeated sugar spikes can lead to chronic low-grade inflammation, impaired circulation in the lower extremities, a feeling of heaviness or fatigue in the legs after meals, a higher risk of insulin resistance or prediabetes. It's a slow process, but the cumulative effect can contribute to legs that ache, swell, or feel weak, especially during movement. Quick digesting carbohydrates, slow recovery. Bananas are also rich in fast digesting carbs, which means they convert to sugar in the bloodstream rapidly. While this may be helpful for athletes needing a quick energy hit, it may be less helpful, or even harmful, for someone who isn't burning off that energy right away. For many seniors, a banana snack followed by sitting down for a few hours, like reading or watching TV, leads to excess sugar circulating in the blood. This can promote fluid retention in the lower legs, cause post-meal sluggishness, increase pressure on the joints, especially the knees and ankles. If you've noticed that your calves feel tight or your ankles swell more after meals, even though you're eating healthy, your banana habit may be worth a second look. The fluid retention factor. Bananas, due to their high potassium levels, are often thought to help balance sodium and reduce swelling. But here's the twist: too much potassium, combined with high sugar intake, can actually lead to water retention, especially if your kidney function has started to decline, a common occurrence after age 60. This hidden effect might show up as puffy feet or ankles in the evening, a sensation of water weight in the legs, joint stiffness or reduced flexibility by morning. In short, while bananas offer some nutritional benefits, they can quietly contribute to leg discomfort, stiffness, and reduced mobility, especially when eaten daily or without considering your current health status. Easy to overeat, hard to notice. Bananas are incredibly convenient. You peel and eat. No mess, no prep. But this convenience is a double-edged sword. It's not unusual for someone to eat one in the morning, one after lunch, and maybe another before bed. That's 3 sugar hits in a single day from a food that most people never question. Unlike chocolate or soda, bananas carry no guilt. But too much of a good thing can still be harmful, especially if your legs have been telling you something's off. What you can do instead: eat bananas in moderation. Try limiting to 2 to 3 times per week instead of daily. Pair them with protein or healthy fat, like a few almonds or a boiled egg, to slow the sugar absorption. Choose less ripe bananas, which contain more resistant starch and less sugar than fully ripe ones. Try low glycemic fruits like berries or pears as daily alternatives, which are gentler on blood sugar and better for joint support. Bananas are not your enemy, but they are not as neutral as you might think. If you're experiencing symptoms like swelling, heaviness, tightness, or morning stiffness in your legs, it's worth examining how often bananas appear in your daily meals. 3. Grapes, the tiny trouble you never saw coming. At first glance, grapes look like the perfect snack: small, juicy, naturally sweet, and easy to eat. They are packed with antioxidants like resveratrol, which has been linked to heart health and longevity. For decades, grapes have been promoted as a superfruit, often associated with better circulation, anti-aging benefits, and even brain support. But for people over 60, the story isn't so straightforward. These little fruits, despite their innocent appearance, can silently contribute to inflammation, joint stiffness, and leg pain in ways most people never expect. Let's look closer at why grapes may be doing more harm than good. High in fructose, the sweet sugar that hurts slowly. Grapes are rich in fructose, a type of natural sugar that's processed differently than glucose. Instead of going directly into the bloodstream, fructose is metabolized by the liver, and when consumed in high amounts, it can lead to the production of uric acid. This is especially problematic because uric acid can build up in the joints, triggering gout, burning sensations, or sharp pain, often in the toes, ankles, or knees. It contributes to inflammatory flare-ups, even in people without diagnosed gout. For those already dealing with joint issues or arthritis, fructose can quietly worsen their condition over time. If you've ever woken up with an aching toe or experienced sudden swelling in your knee without a clear cause, a high fructose fruit like grapes could be one of the culprits. Too easy to overeat. One of the biggest problems with grapes is portion control. Unlike a banana or an apple, which you eat and finish, grapes are bite-sized and mindless to consume. It's easy to grab a handful, then another, and before you know it, you've eaten an entire bowl. That can mean consuming 25 to 30 grams of sugar in just one sitting, flooding your body with more fructose than your liver can handle, triggering low-grade inflammation that quietly damages blood vessels, especially those serving the lower legs. And because grapes feel light, most people don't associate them with any negative effects, even when symptoms start to show. Circulation and inflammation, a painful combo. As we age, our circulatory system naturally weakens. Blood doesn't flow to the feet, ankles, and calves as efficiently. That's why older adults often experience cold feet, swelling, or leg fatigue after a short walk. Now combine that with the inflammatory effects of fructose and you have a double threat. Poor circulation reduces oxygen and nutrient delivery to the joints. Fructose-related inflammation tightens tissues, causing pain and stiffness. Result: your legs feel tired, sore, or even heavy, especially in the evening. It becomes harder to walk, bend, or climb stairs. You might even mistake the discomfort for aging, when really, it's your food choices accelerating the decline. The hidden impact on seniors with diabetes or prediabetes. If you have type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, or even mild insulin resistance, grapes may be especially problematic. The sugar in grapes is rapidly absorbed, spiking your blood sugar levels, which can damage blood vessels in the legs and feet, reduce nerve sensitivity, leading to numbness or tingling, trigger inflammation in the knees, hips, and calves. If you're experiencing tingling in the feet, random leg aches, or pain after meals, reconsidering your fruit choices, particularly grapes, can be a smart step forward. What you can do instead: if you love grapes, don't worry, you don't have to give them up forever. But moderation and awareness are essential. Here's how to reduce the risk. Limit portion size. Stick to 10 to 12 grapes, about half a cup instead of a full bowl. Pair with protein. Eat grapes with a handful of walnuts or cottage cheese to slow sugar absorption. Substitute with berries. Blueberries and blackberries have similar antioxidant benefits but much less sugar. Stay hydrated. Drink more water to help your kidneys flush excess uric acid from your system. Watch for signs. If you notice leg discomfort after eating grapes, track it. The link might be more direct than you thought. Grapes may be small, but their impact isn't. They are delicious, they are convenient, and they seem innocent. But for people over 60, grapes can quietly become a source of inflammation, discomfort, and joint irritation, especially when consumed in large amounts or without balance. Your body speaks to you through symptoms. If your legs feel tighter, your knees ache more than usual, or your ankles swell at night, your fruit bowl might be trying to tell you something. Sometimes, health isn't about adding more, it's about removing what no longer serves you. 4. Watermelon, the deceptive hydrator. Few fruits are as iconic and refreshing as watermelon. With its vibrant red flesh and high water content, watermelon is often seen as the ultimate summer fruit. It feels light, clean, and guilt-free, a hydrating, low-calorie option that many people, especially older adults, enjoy regularly. But while watermelon may quench your thirst, it may also quietly stress your joints and strain your leg muscles, especially after age 60. Here's why this hydrating hero could be working against you. It spikes your blood sugar more than you think. Despite being mostly water, watermelon has a very high glycemic index, GI, which means it causes rapid increases in blood sugar after you eat it. You may not taste it as overly sweet, but don't be fooled. 1 cup of diced watermelon contains about 9 to 10 grams of sugar, and the body absorbs it quickly. For older adults, this is problematic because blood sugar spikes are harder to manage due to declining insulin sensitivity. Frequent spikes lead to low-grade inflammation, especially in the legs, feet, and knees. You may feel tired or sluggish shortly after eating watermelon. Over time, your joints and blood vessels may become more sensitive to even small sugar surges. The result? You may begin to notice your legs feel heavy, your knees stiff, or your feet puffy, particularly in the afternoon or evening. Circulation can be compromised without warning. As circulation naturally weakens with age, your legs become one of the first places to show symptoms: swelling around the ankles, throbbing after walking, or fatigue that sets in after standing for too long. When watermelon causes a sugar surge, the body responds by releasing insulin, which can narrow blood vessels in sensitive areas and restrict oxygen flow to your lower limbs. This contributes to dull aching in the calves, morning stiffness or soreness in the feet, difficulty recovering after even gentle exercise. You might think you're just dehydrated, but ironically, the watermelon you ate for hydration might be worsening the problem. Portion size matters more than you realize. It's incredibly easy to overeat watermelon. A few slices quickly turn into half a plate, especially when served cold and refreshing on a hot day. But every additional bite means more sugar, more insulin spikes, more strain on your aging blood vessels and joints. Unlike high-fat or salty snacks that trigger fullness signals quickly, watermelon's light texture can trick the brain into eating more before your body realizes it's had enough. If you've ever felt lightheaded, stiff, or unusually tired after a watermelon-filled snack or dessert, you're not imagining it. Your body may be reacting to a rapid glycemic load. It's not just about sugar, the water content can also mask problems. While the high water content in watermelon helps prevent thirst, it can also mask hunger and fatigue, leading you to eat less of what your body actually needs, like protein, fiber, and healthy fats that support joint health. In seniors, this effect can reduce muscle strength over time, contribute to nutritional imbalances, delay tissue repair in the legs, leading to soreness and slow healing. If you rely heavily on watermelon for hydration or snacks, you might be unintentionally skipping more nourishing options that could better support your mobility. How to enjoy watermelon without the drawbacks. Watermelon doesn't have to be completely off the table. With a few smart tweaks, you can still enjoy it while protecting your leg health. Eat smaller portions, stick to half a cup to 1 cup per serving. Pair with protein or healthy fat, add some Greek yogurt or a handful of nuts to slow down sugar absorption. Avoid eating it alone on an empty stomach, this prevents extreme spikes in blood sugar. Drink extra water alongside it, it helps dilute the sugar and aids in flushing out excess. Limit late-night consumption. Watermelon's sugar and water can contribute to overnight swelling or next-day stiffness. Watermelon may refresh you, but it might also be holding you back. It looks healthy. It tastes clean. It feels harmless. But for people over 60, watermelon can behave like a hidden sugar bomb that fuels inflammation, increases joint discomfort, and reduces leg function over time. If you've been noticing aching legs, unexplained stiffness, or swelling without a clear cause, it might be worth looking at what's really behind that sweet red slice. Remember, hydration is essential, but it shouldn't come at the cost of your mobility. There are better ways to hydrate and better fruits to support your aging joints and circulation. 5. Oranges, the citrus that stings. Oranges have long been a breakfast staple and a symbol of health. They are bright, juicy, rich in vitamin C, and often praised for their role in boosting immunity and fighting off colds. For decades, older adults have been encouraged to drink orange juice or eat oranges daily as part of a healthy lifestyle. But behind the vibrant peel and refreshing taste lies a hidden risk, especially for people over 60. While oranges are indeed rich in nutrients, they can also quietly contribute to joint irritation, blood sugar spikes, and increased inflammation, particularly in the legs, knees, and hips. If you've noticed morning stiffness, lingering knee pain, or a dull ache after sitting, oranges may not be as innocent as they seem. The acidic reality of citrus. Oranges are highly acidic, containing both citric acid and ascorbic acid, vitamin C. While acidity in small amounts is usually harmless, for aging joints and tissues that are already inflamed or sensitive, it can act like pouring lemon juice on a paper cut. For older adults with arthritis, gout, or general joint sensitivity, the acids in oranges may trigger flare-ups of joint pain, especially in the knees and ankles, exacerbate morning stiffness in the hips and lower back, contribute to a low-level burning sensation in inflamed areas. The result? You may wake up feeling creaky or notice that sitting for even 10 to 15 minutes makes standing back up feel like a chore. Vitamin C is good, but timing and form matter. Yes, vitamin C is vital for collagen production, skin health, and immune defense. But it doesn't need to come from orange juice or acidic fruits. What most people don't realize is that vitamin C from oranges is accompanied by natural sugars and citric acid, which together can destabilize blood sugar levels when consumed in large quantities, disrupt insulin response, especially in people with prediabetes or diabetes, increase oxidative stress in already compromised joints and blood vessels. Drinking orange juice, in particular, can flood your system with fast-acting sugar and acid, often without the fiber that helps regulate absorption. Morning citrus, midday inflammation. Many seniors enjoy a glass of orange juice or half an orange in the morning, thinking it sets the tone for a healthy day. But this timing can backfire. Consuming citrus first thing, especially on an empty stomach, may irritate the digestive tract in people with sensitive stomachs or GERD, promote acid reflux, which indirectly stresses the body and joints, lead to greater swelling or tightness in the legs by midday due to cumulative inflammatory effects. You may notice that walking feels harder after lunch or that your knees feel heavier by afternoon, and you wouldn't think to link it back to that simple glass of juice. A common culprit in joint pain that goes unnoticed. Citrus fruits like oranges can subtly wear down your mobility without you noticing. The pain doesn't arrive suddenly, it builds slowly, making it easy to blame on just getting older. Ask yourself, are your knees stiffer on days when you have orange juice? Do your hips ache more after a fruit salad with citrus? Have you noticed tightness in your calves without increased activity? If so, the citric acid and sugar in oranges could be a contributing factor. Smarter citrus alternatives. You don't need to give up vitamin C. But you can be strategic about how you get it. Opt for lower acid fruits like kiwis, strawberries, or papayas. They still offer plenty of vitamin C with less acidity. Avoid drinking fruit juice on an empty stomach, especially in the morning. Limit orange intake to a few times per week, and try pairing with fiber or protein to slow absorption. Consider a gentle vitamin C supplement, buffered or food-based, if you're looking for immune support without the acid impact. A bright fruit with a darker side. Oranges are beautiful, vibrant, and filled with promise, but they are not always the best choice for aging joints and sensitive digestion. Especially for those over 60, their acidity and sugar content may contribute to discomfort, reduced mobility, and lingering soreness. If your knees feel stiff, if your legs feel heavier after breakfast, or if you're waking up sore without reason, it's time to reevaluate that citrus habit. Aging gracefully isn't about giving up all the foods you love, it's about choosing them more wisely. 6. Green apples, the tart disruptor. Green apples often wear a halo of health. They are crisp, low in sugar compared to red apples, rich in fiber, and praised for supporting digestion and weight management. Many seniors reach for green apples believing they're making a smart choice, and in many ways, they are. But here's the catch: despite their reputation, green apples can quietly cause discomfort in aging joints and muscles, particularly in the legs, hips, and lower back. And most people never suspect them. Let's explore why this tart, crunchy fruit might not be as gentle as it seems for people over 60. The malic acid factor. The distinct sour flavor in green apples comes from malic acid, a naturally occurring compound that's often used to boost energy and aid muscle recovery. Sounds great, right? Not always. As the body ages, the digestive system becomes more sensitive, and tissues, especially inflamed or arthritic joints, react more strongly to acidic compounds. For some seniors, malic acid can irritate inflamed joints and surrounding tissues, exacerbate pain in arthritic knees or hips, trigger tightness or burning sensations in the calves, feet, or thighs, lead to general discomfort in the lower body after eating. If you notice aching legs or sore hips after snacking on green apples, you may be experiencing a subtle acid-related response. Sugar content still matters, even in less sweet apples. Green apples are often viewed as the low-sugar option among fruits. And while they do contain less sugar than red apples or bananas, they still have 10 to 12 grams of sugar per medium apple. That sugar, though natural, can still raise blood glucose levels, especially when eaten on an empty stomach, cause mild post-meal inflammation in joints, particularly if you are insulin resistant, disrupt blood flow to the legs and feet if combined with other carbs in the same meal. Over time, these small impacts can accumulate into persistent discomfort, tightness in the thighs, aching in the calves, or swelling in the ankles that seems to come from nowhere. Nighttime snack. Think twice. A common healthy habit among older adults is eating a green apple as a light evening snack. While this may seem harmless, it can have unintended consequences. Sugar consumed late at night can interfere with overnight joint repair and recovery. The acid may cause acid reflux or stomach discomfort while lying down, indirectly affecting sleep and next-day energy. For some people, this habit is linked with morning leg cramps or hip stiffness. The discomfort doesn't come right after eating, it often arrives the next day, making it harder to connect cause and effect. Green apple plus sensitive gut equals hidden joint stress. People over 60 are more likely to deal with digestive sensitivity, like irritable bowel, GERD, or bloating. When the gut becomes inflamed or irritated, so do other systems in the body. There is growing evidence showing that gut inflammation can trigger joint inflammation, especially in people with arthritis or metabolic syndrome. That means the tart bite of a green apple may start a chain reaction that ends in sore knees, tired legs, or painful stiffness. How to enjoy green apples safely. If you enjoy the crunch of green apples, you don't need to give them up entirely, just adjust your habits to make them more joint-friendly. Here's how. Pair with protein or healthy fats like almond butter, yogurt, or a few walnuts to reduce acid irritation and slow sugar absorption. Avoid eating on an empty stomach, combine with fiber or oatmeal. Limit to 1 to 2 times per week if you've noticed stiffness or swelling. Choose ripe but firm apples, unripe ones contain higher malic acid levels. Opt for other fruits like papaya or pears when your legs or joints feel inflamed. A smart fruit, but not always the smartest choice for your joints. Green apples aren't bad, but they may not be right for your body at this stage of life. If you've been dealing with unexplained stiffness in your hips or a dragging sensation in your legs, it might be worth paying closer attention to how your joints respond after eating them. What feels healthy doesn't always mean it's harmless. Your body has changed, and it's okay to change your habits to match. 7. Mango, the tropical sugar bomb. Few fruits are as beloved as mangoes. Juicy, fragrant, and irresistibly sweet, mangoes are often seen as a wholesome dessert alternative or a refreshing summertime treat. They are loaded with vitamins A and C, and their tropical flavor can lift anyone's mood. But for older adults, especially those over 60, mangoes can quietly become a source of inflammation, blood sugar imbalance, and leg discomfort. Let's take a closer look at why this natural candy may not be the best friend of your aging joints. Nature's candy but still sugar. Mangoes are often described as healthy sweets, but that doesn't change the fact that they are high in natural sugar, roughly 45 grams of sugar in one medium mango. For younger, active people, the body can often handle that sugar surge. But in older adults with slower metabolism, insulin resistance, or weakened circulation, this sugar load can have consequences. Sharp spikes in blood sugar, followed by rapid crashes, leading to fatigue and muscle weakness. Triggered inflammation in joints, especially in the knees, hips, and ankles. A dull, dragging sensation in the legs during or after walking. Even if you don't feel it immediately, the effects build quietly over time. Mango and inflammation, a hidden link. Sugar, natural or not, is a known promoter of chronic low-grade inflammation. In seniors, this inflammation often takes the form of joint stiffness after meals, a dull ache or burning feeling in the feet, calves, or toes, swelling in the ankles, especially in the evening. If you've ever felt your legs slow down after lunch or experienced unexplained tightness in your knees after a mango smoothie, this tropical treat could be a factor. Trouble for seniors with nerve sensitivity. In people over 60, it's common to develop some level of nerve sensitivity or neuropathy, especially in the feet and lower legs. This makes them more vulnerable to foods that spike blood sugar, impair circulation, create swelling around nerve endings. Mangoes, being both sugary and fast digesting, can aggravate these problems by worsening inflammation near vulnerable nerves. The result may be tingling in the toes, a burning sensation in the soles of the feet, a strange, heavy leg feeling even after light activity. Overeating is easier than you think. Because mangoes taste light and refreshing, it's easy to underestimate how much you're eating. A mango slice here, a smoothie there, dried mango in a snack mix, it all adds up. Worse, dried mango is even more concentrated in sugar, often containing twice as much sugar per serving as fresh mango. And because these effects build gradually, you may not realize that your post-meal fatigue, puffy ankles, or dull joint pain is related to your fruit habit. How to enjoy mangoes wisely. Mangoes don't have to be banned from your life. But moderation, pairing, and timing are essential. Here's how to protect your joints while still enjoying their flavor. Limit mango intake to once or twice a week. Pair with a protein or healthy fat, like chia seeds, cottage cheese, or avocado to reduce sugar absorption. Avoid consuming on an empty stomach, especially in the morning or late at night. Choose smaller mango varieties, or eat only half at a time. Stay hydrated when consuming mango to help your kidneys flush out inflammatory byproducts. A tropical treat that might be taking more than it gives. Mangoes are delicious, bright, and loaded with nutrients, but they also come with a hidden cost for aging bodies. Their high sugar content, rapid absorption rate, and impact on inflammation make them a fruit to watch closely if you're over 60 and dealing with joint pain or leg fatigue. Listen to your body. If your legs ache more after a mango-heavy meal, or if you're experiencing symptoms like swelling, tightness, or burning in your feet, the source may be something as sweet and simple as the mango on your plate. Aging with grace doesn't mean avoiding all your favorite foods, it means learning how to work with your body, not against it. Your legs carry your life, let's treat them right. Your legs have carried you through a lifetime of moments, early mornings, long walks, joyful gatherings, and quiet evenings. They've supported your body and your spirit, step by step, year after year. And they deserve to keep doing that for as long as possible. The great news: you have more control than you think. You don't need to fear fruit. You just need to choose smarter fruits, those that work with your body, not against it. When you swap out high sugar, inflammatory choices for gentle, anti-inflammatory ones, you give your legs the support they've been quietly asking for. You may not notice the change overnight, but over time, your joints will feel less stiff. Your legs will feel less tired. You may find yourself walking a bit farther, standing a little longer, or waking up with more ease than you thought possible. And that's what this journey is really about, not restriction, not perfection, but real empowerment through small, thoughtful choices. You've made it this far in life with strength and resilience. Now it's time to honor that by listening more closely to your body and responding with care. So the next time you're at the grocery store or filling your fruit bowl, take a second look, not with fear, but with wisdom. Because you deserve energy, movement, and vitality, not just in your younger years, but in every chapter that follows. Your independence begins with your legs, and your legs begin with what you feed them. Choose wisely. Move freely. Live fully. Now it's your turn. If you've made it this far, it means you care about your legs, your health, and your future. And that matters more than you know. If today's message opened your eyes, give this video a like. Type yes in the comments if you're ready to make one small change for stronger legs. Know someone over 60 who needs this. Share this video with them, it could make a real difference. And don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another tip that could help you stay mobile, pain-free, and independent. Together, let's keep walking stronger, one step, one choice, one bite at a time.